Hey guys, and welcome to game number 32 out of 100 of my Revenge of the Mack series against the AI-powered Scrabble bot BestBot. We got a much-needed win on Monday to climb back into the lead for the series after losing 4 straight, currently sitting at 16 and 15. Hoping for another good game today. My opening rack, not so good. AN00RRR. Couple of weak options here. I guess I could play like Aura for 8, ORRA. Or Roar, I could exchange. I think Aura is worth it. I mean, it's 8 points. Exchanging, it's not like I'm going to be keeping anything materially different than the NOR leave after Aura. I'd probably keep ANR, which is not that much better than NOR. It's like 1 or 2 points better. So yeah, I think Aura for 8 is the call. Probably going to play it here just to avoid putting a vowel next to a bonus square. Yeah, this looks good. I'd prefer to put the A in the double line than the O just because I am keeping an O, so this will play a little bit more into my hands. Yeah, I mean, exchanging is not crazy here either, just because it's a little more defensive, but I think for 8 points, I will go ahead and do this. Yuck. Not what I wanted, although in fairness, if I had exchanged, I would have had a pretty bad rack too. IOUW, rarely the 4-tile draw you want from the bag, and this is no exception. Not that far off from like Ironwork or something, but also pretty far off from that. At the same time, yeah, I have no idea what I'm even going to do with this. Probably something like Woo on the left. For 17, keep an INRU. I mean, again, obviously that all depends on what the bot does. It plays Be Dams for 48. Okay, so it does end up using that AI open, so that's a bit unfortunate, but what are you going to do? Wood is now an option. Do I have anything here? Can't fit Warren or anything. No, nothing much. That's annoying. Okay. Yeah, I think this is right. It's 19. Sleeve is not good. It's not horrific. And there's just no good way here for you to really get rid of both the U and the W and an O. There's almost no way for me to do it. So I feel like this is probably right. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about the way this game has started, but I think this has got to be the right play here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. All right, this looks a little better. I don't know if I have a bingo. I'm not seeing it immediately, but well, we're not too far off. I guess unrepair almost works. Okay, Kia for 34. Let's see what we want to do here. Yeah, nothing through an S. Can I do anything here? Like hooking Cora or Corey or Core? There's a lot of hooks for this. So what do I have that goes after OR? A or I? I mean, I could do like this. It's not that exciting. I'd like to get rid of this U also. If like unaim were good. Unarm doesn't work. Huh. Anything to this A? Not really. I mean, I could play like Urania. I'm not dying to blow this board open, though. I am down, but I also don't want to allow the bot to start running away with this game. Huh. Yeah, there's just not really anything I see here other than aim, which is, I mean, not a terrible play, I guess. I just don't think it's smart for me to blow this board open. Like I know I'm down, but it's still early. I don't think I need to panic here. Like I really also want to avoid the bot again scoring 50 on its next turn or bingoing and really running away with this. Like there's an open S. There's still 2 blanks, 3 S's left. Like I don't think I need to be overly aggressive. I think something like aim is actually not too bad. Maybe Amu is better, though. Yeah, this might be slightly better just to get rid of the U. This leave is a lot stronger, more likely to bingo. Yeah, I think Amu might be the move here. For 5 points, I think I will do this over aim. The U is pretty bad. I think it's worse than 5 points bad. There's another cool option I just noticed. I could do that. That's, I guess, 1 more point than aim. But that's even, I don't know if I want to block the S. I don't think I want to be like that defensive. That might be pushing it a little too much. So I think I'm going to go with Amu. Again, not a very exciting play by any means. I'm very much not excited to play this, but I don't see anything better. So let's go ahead and do it. That's a good draw. Okay. And this also does leave bingo lines open next to the WO, so I think this is good. You know, it doesn't like give back easy scoring spots, but it leaves open bingo lines, which is kind of the way I want to be playing this with an early deficit. should be bingoing here. I've got like proteins, protein pointer, repoint, and tropine. So surely one of these is going to play. I think the only way it doesn't is if the bot like plays something to this N here. Actually, I still have repoint in 2. So I think the only way I can't bingo is if the bot like plays something through this WO that doesn't give me an 8. Okay, it does not. So tropine gives back the A hook for atropine. That's maybe not ideal, but let's see. So tropine's the only thing that fits there. 73. Yeah, I guess the A hook isn't great, but it's not terrible. It's probably better than playing repoint though. Yeah, I mean this gives back a ton too. Opens a double line and floats an E and stuff. Like I think for 4 points I'll just do this. There's no guarantee it has an A. I mean, there's a decent chance it does, but even if it has an A, it's not a guarantee it's going to absolutely annihilate me. It's not going to necessarily have Zaxes for 90. So, yeah, I think we go with Tropine and hope for the best. That's a pretty good draw. Could use an A, not for Atropine, but for Crayon Deaconry. Still happy with this draw, though, even if I don't get a bingo. It should leave me some solid options. Anything with Woody? Nah, I'm not going to be able to end in EAY or OAY. Even just dropping a Y here, this is a very strong leave, although we'll see if the board is open enough to justify that and what other options I have. I could also just play something like Nerdy here for 30. Rebutted, okay. So the bot does bingo. I wonder why that took as long as it did. Maybe it was thinking about True Bred or something. It's a little safer to not give back this E. That makes sense, okay. I feel like I gotta go here most likely. Don't have any playable bingos. Yeah, so what do I have here? I want to go to this Y. That's the biggest hindrance to my bingoing at the moment. Reedy or needy, I guess? Probably needy. Maybe reedy. The R's a little bit easier to hit, although there's 3 N's and 1 R left. I could still hit an N. I think needy has to be a little bit better just for the pool. I don't love what this does to the board otherwise, though. Like, this Y is kind of hard to hit. I'm running out of space a little bit. It's a bit of a concern. So I'm not sure I want to do that just yet. I'd love to score a bit more. Like, there's just no way I can get this Y here, huh? I don't see it. Yeah, I don't really see it. Okay. I feel like I gotta go there. I don't want the bot. Again, it's like I need to play some scoring defense here. I don't want the bot running away with this game. I guess if I did have a play that was decent here, I would consider it. I do have Rodney. This is interesting. It's very aggressive, but it might be what I want. I am down 70. I'm not in a good position. Yeah, if I play needy, I mean, it's just pretty weak. Like, CLR is fine, but this blocks way more than it opens. I mean, I could still bingo to this D. I don't know, the bot just drew 7 random tiles. I'm kind of inclined to do this. I mean, it creates chaos. It opens this R, opens a line on the right. DC with a bunch of E's and stuff left is a pretty good leave. I kind of do like this, guys. I'll be honest, the more I think about it. You know, if I were up or a closer game, I think I definitely just play like needy or something there. But yeah, with this kind of deficit, especially against BestBot, I think this makes sense. Like if I were playing a weaker opponent, or again if the score were closer, I'd probably just play needy. But I'm definitely a significant underdog here against BestBot being down 70. So I think I am going to go for this and try to increase the variance. Let's see what happens. Okay. Decent rack again. I think I'm just a tile off of the 8s here. I need an N for Canfield, I for Deifical. Don't see either of those. Ouch. Latiner for 74. Okay, that is not what I wanted. Things are not looking great. What am I down? 106. Okay. I think I got to play on the right now and score. Probably want to save the D. I'd love to save ED here. How can I do that, though, while scoring? I mean, fail just feels kind of weak. Maybe, like, Fecial? That seems decent. I also want to get rid of my I. There's 6 I's left. Fecial for 43 looks pretty good. Man, I'd love to keep that E, I will say, with only 3 left. Let me just make sure there's nothing I'm missing. Yeah, fail is just way too big a point sacrifice. You can't afford to give up, like, 9 points without a super compelling reason when you're down 106. I don't think that's I think it's compelling, but not super compelling. Yeah, I think Facial looks good. Faced, I feel like just keeping a D has to be better than keeping IL drawing into that pool. Look at all those I's and L's left. Yeah, that's not a good leave. Yeah, I think Facial's the move. Unfortunately, Caliph doesn't fit over there. All right, we'll go ahead and do that. Need a good draw. Do not get a good draw. Ouch. Horrible draw, as a matter of fact. Q and a whole bunch of concepts. And the bot bingos again, and it blocks my bailout play of caught. That's probably going to be GG right there. Yeah, 3 bingos in a row using both blanks. That is tough to overcome. So, oh, I actually still have caught here. I mean, it blocks a line. I hate doing it, but like, what else am I going to do? Okay, that's actually a pretty good draw. Y goes well with consonants, and I pull an A. Problem is, like, it's just too late here, I think. Like, I don't... I have to bingo twice to have any shot. Gotta keep this line on the right open to have any chance. The bot did open some space on the left. Maybe something like gamely. Anything here? Not much. Yeah, I guess gamely. I feel like I should be able to do something better than that. Maybe does Jim play anywhere good? Nah, this is not that great. Yeah, 19 points. That's not particularly inspiring at all. Gamely is better than that. Is that really my best play, though? It doesn't feel like it, but I don't know what else I have. Anything ending in a go? That's just going to close the board, though. I don't really want to do that. I'd love to, like, save the M if I'm going to put the Y there so I can play with this. But I don't really see a good way to do that, or any way to do that for that matter. Yeah, frustrating turn. It feels like I should have something better than all the plays I can find. Maybe I don't even play on the left. Maybe I just ignore that, actually. That might be the move. But then what? Like, yeah, what do I have here? I don't know. Again, I don't think I can afford to play on the right. This is my best bingo line here. The line for 7's there. That can't be the right move. Yeah, Jim just blocks. I think gamely is like the best I have. Really unsatisfying play. But I'm not finding anything better, so I'm going to go ahead and play it, and I'm not going to draw what I need here. The Z is good in some cases, not when you're down 100 and you have to bingo. Probably going to have to play Dovish and Kias here and just score. And maybe, look, maybe I do that, and maybe I draw into, like, Oxazine for... No, I can't draw into Oxazine. There's no ends. Oxazole. Maybe I'll draw into Oxazole, although that makes XA. I'm just spitballing things that don't even work. Okay, ignore me. But yeah, I mean, Dovish just has to be right, I think. 42. Yeah, I mean, if maybe there's... I guess I could draw Zetetic. Maybe I draw Zetetic and it doesn't block. I mean, it's possible. It's very, very unlikely. I did not draw Zetetic. Actually, not a horrible draw, but not Zetetic. All right, feeling pretty dead here, but we'll see. Maybe try to play Zep down here. All right, let's see. 2 in the bag. Is there any chance I can win this game at all? Probably not. I mean, I'm going to need to bingo for an exorbitant amount here. Well, maybe I won't, because there is VWX. Like, if I just fish off the Z and then try to draw, like... Well, what am I even drawing? Epilogues? I mean, that scores nothing. That's not nearly enough. I could just fish off the Z here. If I play 2, I have to... Then I empty the bag, so I have to try to draw a bingo in 2 spots. Maybe I play like this and then try to draw... Or wait, why is it not working? This, then try to draw ES for Spiegel. Okay, does this actually... Hold on. Can this win? If I draw ES, I'm threatening Spiegel and Zeus for like 100, and then Spiegel and Fetz for a lot, or with like Amu. And the bot would have CEHIVWX. Like, does this win? I mean, if this wins, that's a 1 in 18, guys. That's not that bad. There's 36 draws, and there's 2 E and S, or 2 E's and an S. Like, this is worth it. If this is actually a 1 in 30 or 1 in 18. But I have to open another line because Spiegel can be blocked with both of the other lines on the right if it just plays with SH or something. So that's 12. That puts me down 7. I'm still down 79. CHEIVWX is pretty bad. If it doesn't block the higher scoring Spiegel, like it doesn't have anything on top. Oh, does it have anything through this Y? It has WHY. It's nowhere near enough, right? 36. I mean, I'm down 115, but I'm catching it with CEIVX, and my bingo score is way more than 80, so that doesn't do it. I feel pretty confident, guys. This wins if I draw ES. I feel pretty confident. That's probably as good as I'm going to do. I mean, I can't imagine having two playable bingos with a Z on my rack. I feel like I have to get rid of the Z. I think that's a non-starter. How else do I get rid of the Z and create a new line? Yeah, this is the move. I'm doing it. Give me ES. Oh, two E's. Dang, close. It was a good try. I'll put it into Macondo and confirm that this was indeed a 1 in 18. If that was the only 1 in 18, I'm very proud of that play. I think it might have been. We'll see. I came pretty close. I drew two E's, which is even more unlikely than the E and the S. So almost had it. I guess I did give back Wish for a lot, but if the bot plays Wish, it might end up getting like V stuck here or something. Will it? Let's see. It has Vox in the top right, but I can block that. If it plays Wish and I block Vox, and then it has CVX, it might even be like C stuck also, actually. So I actually have no idea what the bot is going to do here. I'm sure it's going to take its full 3 minutes and come up with an endgame. I have no clue what the heck it's going to do. It'll be interesting to see. Ah, okay, that makes sense. The bot goes with Vox first, saving Wish. That actually makes a ton of sense, guys. Okay. Because, yeah, now this is a real nuisance for me to block. Although if it does play Wish, I think it's C stuck, so maybe I even want to just allow it. I don't think I'm going to have the energy or the desire to math out everything here, but, like, it might make sense for me to allow it to play Wish. Although it might want to just play Y here then. I wonder if it's going to try to go out. It might try to do, like, Cis followed by Y or vice versa. So maybe I just play like here. Yeah, this might be better to play here. There's a way I could like play to this Y and then keep an out so that if it plays CIS, and I guess also I could just block Wit and then go out that way. Yeah, so I probably want to play to the Y. Like if I just do this, I mean, then it plays W, it just plays Y, or Y is even WHYS, and then it's not going to be C stuck if it has I too, right? Because then, well, maybe it still will. Yeah, no, it won't. Because if I do this, it plays Y, setting up Hick and Sick, and it's gonna get out. Okay, so I definitely want to play through the Y and let it have Wish and then C stick itself if it wants. So I think this is the move probably. This feels like it's got to be better than Ply. The P is gonna do a lot better than the G, I would think. Yeah, I think we go with this. Let's see if it does play. It's gonna. Wow. It's going to C-stick itself. I'm surprised. I was expecting, like, CIS. Huh, I guess that's so much. Oh, wait. Oh, it has Iku. Oh, and I can't block it. That's filthy. Oh, that's actually filthy, guys. I didn't notice that until after it played. And I can't block. That's the part that's really filthy. Wow. So maybe Gay was wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to play Veg there. I don't even know. Yeah, probably I'm supposed to play Veg, but then it still gets Wise for 42. It's not like this is much worse, honestly. That's actually insane, though. I cannot even block that because I have nothing that goes there, nothing that goes here. Wow, okay. Peely for 18, Pile for 16, they net the same. It doesn't matter. Yeah, there's not going to be anything better than either of those. I doubt. Just go ahead and play Peely then. Man, yeah, I can't believe it's going out and I can't stop it. That's wild. All right. GG. Yeah, tough one there. 348, 475. Things were going okay, and then it bingoed 3 times in a row. But let's take a look. And then I definitely want to Macondo that zoo position. I'm really curious about that. All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess hindsight's 2020, but maybe I should have exchanged here because then I don't give back this double-double line. Or maybe I should have just played Aura like, well, no, not like here or something. I don't know. Rough opening rack. Be damn's keeping a U. Okay, interesting. Ooh, I didn't spot Wino. Is that better? Maybe. Yeah, INRU is a little stronger than ORU. This is 4 more points. Don't love giving back this line. Again, even though I'm down early, I don't mind playing a little bit defensively. I should have at least seen this. It might be slightly better, but wood is still fine. Bob plays Kia. It makes sense over Cowrie. Yeah, a lot more defensive. It's usually good guys to like play defensive early on, even with a slight deficit. It can be because like you just don't want to turn a slight deficit into a huge deficit, and it's always a good thing to be the first one to bingo in a game. You get more turnover for other good bingo tiles, and you usually just take the initiative. So it's often good to be a little bit cautious early on. Yeah, I liked this play by me too of Amu. I didn't consider Puna. That's also fine. Amu keeps an even better leaves the top more open for bingos. Like again, it's good for me to keep open bingo lines, but not scoring spots. Fruited does not play. Wow, Fruitwood is cool. But yeah, the bot also opting to keep things tighter, which makes perfect sense, especially since it has the lead. Tropine looks good. Rebutted, okay. Yeah, I'm happy with this decision, too, to play Rodney. Needy's, I think, a little too cautious now that the board is more open and I'm down. I think I like Rodney just keeping the pressure on. Fortunately, the bot bingos. Facile is just worse. It gives back. Again, I don't want to give back scoring spots. I just want bingo lines. Facile is better. Unfortunately, the bot bingos again, and I'm pretty dead here. It was actually a miracle I even had a chance at the end. Yeah, Caught, Zhao. Okay, so there's just nothing else really besides Gamely. I can't play Lady and block. I saw Jim. It's terrible for the board. Yeah, okay, this seems fine. Bot with a crummy rack played Ilya. Overdo it and stuff. I guess it maybe wants to stop some plays here. Yeah, looking at this pool, it's pretty clunky. Yeah, there's some plays ending in like X and stuff. Wants to block. That makes sense. No reason to allow me to play Vox for like 40-something points. Okay. Yeah, TTU is a pretty bad leave, but seems reasonable. Dovish looks good. I even consider dropping SH here, but yeah, it's clearly worse for the leave. Oh, boy. What a rack for the bot. I was about to say, why didn't it exchange? But there's only 6 left, so that explains it. Yeah, 2-2 keeping SVW. I mean, I think it's important to keep the S here, just since that should be able to block any setups I might make. Yeah, wow. Crazy looking rack. I guess there just really isn't much to worry about though. Like with the bot having both the T's and the S, there's very little, if anything, I can bingo with on the right. So maybe it's just not worried. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, and I want to look this one up in Macondo. I think Zoo was a really good play. I obviously have to bingo to win. This is never winning or anything, but like I think this is a good play. I'm going to run it and report back to you guys. Give me a second. All right, guys. So the results are in from Macondo, and they are actually quite interesting. So, Zoo, as I calculated, does indeed win if I draw an E and an S, or in other words, 2 out of 36 or 1 out of 18, since I will have an unblockable Spiegel for a ton of points, and I will catch the bot with enough to win. However, there is another play that can win with a specific draw, and that is the weird-looking Op, keeping the Z that I was so sure I couldn't keep. The idea here is that if I draw 2 E's, I'm going to be threatening Elegize with Ope for a ton, and if that gets blocked, I'm going to be threatening Elegize under the H here, also for a bit, not quite as much though. And it is possible for the bot to block both with a specific play of Hick, H-I-C, and a crazy endgame is going to ensue, which I'll show you guys now, that would have resulted in a 2-point win for me. Had I played Op, then BestBot faces this position. Once again, I'm threatening Open Elegize and he an Elegize, and the bot cannot outrun. If it plays Wise for 42, it goes up by over 110, but Elegize is over 100, and I win easily. So the bot has to block, and the only way it can really do that is by playing Hick for 8 points, leaving HSVWX. Problem with this play is now I still have G's over here for 81, and that is going to put me up by 2, 396 to 394. After that, the bot does still score well with Wise for 42, putting it back up by 40, and it has a V and X, which is going to yield 24 for me, so I need 16 points to tie, and guess what? I get 18 with Seal, 414, and I finish with a 2-point win, 438 to 436. Wow. So if we go back to the original position, once again, my actual play of Zoo wins with an ES draw, the play of Op wins with an EE draw, and every other play always loses. Now, unfortunately, as you guys may recall, I drew EE out of the bag after my play. Remember, here I played Zoo keeping EGILP, and my next rack was indeed EEEGILP. So, unfortunately, I blew this game. Had I played Op instead in the same spot, I would have drawn EE and won, right? No, not so simple. I actually didn't blow this game. This is a prime example, guys, of a phenomenon that happens every so often in Scrabble that I love explaining, but it's so rare that you actually get an example of it, so this is pretty cool. Sometimes in a pre-endgame, you make a play that is mathematically correct and you end up losing, or another play that's mathematically incorrect would have ended up winning. And this is an example of that because Zoo is a better play mathematically. Yes, both Zoo and Op only win with one 2-tile combination out of the bag, Zoo with ES and Op with EE, but look at the distribution. There are 2 E's and 1 S. There are 2 ways for me to draw ES out of the bag. I can draw the first E in the S or the second E in the S. But there's only one way for me to draw 2 E's, namely to pull both of them out of the bag. So the odds of me winning after Zoo are actually twice the odds of me winning after Op. After Zoo, I am 2 in 36. After Op, I'm only 1 in 36. So mathematically, Zoo is indeed the correct play. That is unless I can derive some sort of inference from the bot's last play of 2-2. Like if there's anything to me that indicates after 2-2, the bot definitely held the S. It turns out it did. I can't think of any reason why it has to have the S with 2-2. I could see it making that play without having the S. So I don't think there are many significant inferences, if any, to be drawn from the bot's last play. So I see no reason why Zoo is not mathematically correct here, winning in theory twice as often as Op. However, in this particular case, Op would have won the game and Zoo lost. But to be clear, that does not mean I blew the game. That does not mean I screwed up. It's just a very cool, and in this case for me, unfortunate example of, once again, that phenomenon in Scrabble where sometimes the mathematically correct play ends up performing worse or even losing when the mathematically incorrect play might have won. So yeah, that is what it is. Not going to get too upset about that. I'm really proud I found Zoo. I found an idea that won, and not only that, the best idea that won. Op is a really sick play too, but yeah, I mean, if I saw both, I obviously would have figured out that Zoo was better and gone with it. But in any case, really, really wild stuff there, guys. Super interesting pre-endgame to cap off what didn't actually seem like it would be that interesting a game. Crazy to think if I had made a different play, I actually could have won this. But again, it wouldn't have been correct, so not going to feel bad about that or rue anything. I didn't really make any major mistakes, I believe, this game. So yeah, really interesting. The series is now tied back up at 16 games apiece. But 2 really good games this week. Glad at least I came away with a win on Monday and had an interesting game today as opposed to the blowouts that had been plaguing us the last couple of weeks. So hope you guys enjoyed this video as well. Thanks so much for your support as always. Really appreciate it. And I will see you all soon for the next video. Bye-bye.